Boom Chanka, how's it going everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Get in there, my son. Come on. Get in there, you beauties. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing good. Thanks for stopping by and getting in here. Let's get into it then, lads and lasses. So, Donny van de Beek is currently undergoing his Manchester United medical. Get in there, you beauty. It's absolutely monumental. I thought we were going to string this out for a little bit, but it's actually being undertaken right now over in the Netherlands. I've got the tweet here from it's Mike Verwey, I believe is how you pronounce his name, he's basically what he said is medicals are ongoing right now for Donny van de Beek as Manchester United player. This is what Fabrizio Romano's also shared and retweeted as well, guys. To be honest with you, it just looks like it's going to happen potentially today. I'm hoping it's going to be some sort of announcement later on. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. But if he's having his medical done today, they'll be sorting all the paperwork out as well. Apparently he's taking a little break away from the Netherlands international duty in order to complete this medical and get this process all done and dusted. But Fabrizio Romano's just shared it 40 minutes ago, saying the medicals are ongoing right now. Earlier, he said paperwork signed between Ajax and Manchester United. Time for medicals, contract to be signed on the next hours until June 2025. Donny van de Beek to be a Man United player. Here we go. Confirmed for homegrown talent will leave Ajax. Get in there, my son. Come on. It's happening. Finally, we're going to get our first player of the transfer window. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it, guys, to be perfectly honest. But how are you all doing? Can you all hear me? Am I coming through okay? I can't actually see my video on here for some reason. But shout out to all you bloody heroes who are getting in here. Let me just give it a refresh there, actually. Oh, nice. Okay, I can see everyone now. Shout out to all you guys who are tuning in. Donny van de Beek is going to be a Manchester United player in the coming hours. Absolutely buzzing my tits off over this one, guys. I'm sure you are too. Do us a favour. Smash us a thumbs up in the live chat. Put a thumbs up in the live chat and put a like on the video as well, actually. Stick a like on the video, but smash up a thumbs in the live chat if you are buzzing with the Donny van de Beek acquisition from Manchester United. Come on, get in. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit overexcited here, guys. It's been one of those days. I'm back here again today because this has been a good news day for United. There's been all sorts of good news in terms of links of players that maybe we'll be looking at and bringing in this transfer window. Of course, this Donny van de Beek signing is they've actually managed to do this pretty quickly, haven't they? Like, fair play to Woodward and fair play to the board on this one. You know, I'll give them the old two-finger applause on that one because they've done pretty well on this one, like speedily, hastily actually managed to get the job done before any other clubs are able to sniff around and steal him off of us. So fair play to you on this one, guys. That's all I can say. We've got the medical being taken place over there. He's gone away from Netherlands duty. You know, we've obviously done a good job orchestrating this transfer, so I don't see why we can't do that with some other transfers that are going on. Harris Khan, how you doing? He says we got the transfer done now. Come on, my son. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the medical's going on right now. It might even be complete right now. So we should have some concrete news probably this evening. I'm guessing it's going to be this evening, so you might be seeing this ugly mug again later on. But there's definitely going to be some news, I'd imagine, by tomorrow, as long as he passes his medical, of course, which I'm sure he's fit. He's on international duty there, so I'm sure he'll pass his medical. The paperwork just needs to be signed by the player. The clubs have already exchanged paperwork and that's all signed. So it just really needs to be all signed, sealed, delivered and submitted. And he needs to pass his medical, of course. But pending that medical, pending it being approved, which it might even be announced that it is, that it's done and it's fine during this live stream. We shall see, guys. Maybe there'll be a bit of an announcement during this live stream. But yeah. What do you guys think about this one then? Get in the comment section. I want to hear from you lads and lasses. We've gone through it over the last couple of days why he is a good signing for Manchester United because of the great value. The 35 or 38, I think it is in terms of million pounds, maybe 40, just say 40 million pounds. Still a good deal for somebody like Donny van de Beek, who's a international for his country of the Netherlands, which is a good standard anyway. You know, 10 caps he's had for the Netherlands. He's 23. He's getting better. He's quite a versatile midfielder. He can do a bit of everything. He creates, he scores. So it's actually a really great signing and a shrewd bit of business by Manchester United. There's no value in Jack Grealish and players like this really in the Premier League right now. The value's abroad. The value is in players like like this guy coming from Ajax. So it makes a lot of sense for United on all fronts. Get in there, my son. It looks like it's happening. Alec Williams, how you doing, mate, with your super chat? He comments, Donny. Absolutely buzzing, Alec Williams. It's a pleasure to say that United are going to have a player coming in very, very soon, and we're going to be signing a new player, and the transfer's going to be done, because this window's been preposterous, to be fair, to be perfectly honest with you. Mark Diaz comments, Upamecano next. Hey, you never know, Mark Diaz. I think he should definitely be next on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's list. Apparently he is. We'll see if the club's able to get the business done. There's somewhat of a release clause in his contract. There's a bit of debate about how much that is, somewhere between 45, somewhere between 60 million euros, but we think it's about 53, so you never know. It may be on the agenda, that one as well, but I'm just happy to get this deal over the line, as long as we do get it over the line. I'd hate to see if he fails his medical for whatever reason. That would be gash. I'm sure that's not going to happen anyway. Arian Canna says, hey bro, is Upamecano a possible transfer, or is it some Woodward shithousery for PR? Well, there's always that, but it does seem that we've got some strong interest in him as of today, really. It's been everywhere today that Upamecano is on United's hit list for transfers. We do know about his transfer market value, though. That's going to be a lot of money, 50 odd million pounds with the release clause, so we understand. In fact, I don't know if any of you guys saw, but Leipzig actually tweeted about an hour ago saying, in case you didn't see, and it was from a couple of months ago when Upamecano signed a new contract until 2023, and they just retweeted that with, in case you didn't know, or in case you didn't see, or something like that. Shithousery from RB Leipzig's social media team there. Surely. But either way, it doesn't really mean jack, especially if he's got a release clause. Contracts don't really mean anything. It just means that, yeah, you're going to have to pay a bit more to get the player if you want him, because he's got a long, extended period of time left on his contract. That's all that means. But yeah, I'm loving the Upamecano link. I hope that that's true. I think that'd be a brilliant sign-in. I'd love to see that happen. Smash a like on this video, guys, if you're buzzing your tits off about Donny van der Beek getting in here. And get your thoughts in the comment section. I want to hear from all of you guys now about what you think about this and what we should do next. Cress Welsing, how you doing? He says, Grealish can play out wide. Yeah, I do like Grealish. Trust me, I think Grealish is a really good player. He was great against us this season. He's been great for Villa all season. Really good player. He's only about 23 as well. He'll be getting better. He's got a bit of attitude, arrogance about him. I kind of like that on a football pitch. But 70 million quid does not represent good value for Jack Grealish when there's other players that are available. I mean, look, Sancho, there's even some talk about Thiago. We could probably do with addressing the centre-back position as well, like Upamecano makes a lot more sense as well. Don't get me wrong, Grealish would be good. I would like to get Grealish, but it's not good value. When Donny van der Beek's 35 million or the 38 million, whatever it is, and Grealish is 70, it just goes to show you the lack of value within the English Premier League, especially for homegrown talents. Hey, Harvey Goddard, George Gaming, Fayan Pulmano, what's going on, my friend? Fayan comments, Van der Beek has intelligence, vision, and drive to go forward. Nice one, Fayan. I mean, I've seen him a handful of times. Every time I've seen him, he's done well. I remember him playing really well against Spurs last season. He's a young lad. He's getting better. He's got the vision. He's got the intelligence. He's got the touch. He's got the technique. What more do you need, really? He's going to be a good player for the next decade, I think. So I think we've done a really good job getting him. And it's chump change. This amount of money for a player, a Dutch international, is chump change. It's a great bit of business from United, in all honesty. We can sit around and we can say that they haven't got their business done and their transfers are poor and we've overspent on Maguire and all this business. But this one's a good deal. This is a good deal because there's no risk involved with this one. 35 mil is pretty cheap for a player like this. He's only getting better. Come on, my son. I'm buzzing my tits off over this one. Shout out to Ellie. Hope you're all good, Ellie. Matty the Rush Meister as well, legend. Samuel Ingram says, Flying Pig, Jack Grealish would be a good signing for Everton and play for the Italian godfather, Carlo Ancelotti. Oh, yeah, I've had my run-ins with old Carlo as Don Piglioni, my friend. But yeah, I hear you. I mean, look, we'll see. Maybe that something like that will happen. I don't know. I think Grealish would like to come to Manchester United. I just don't think the clubs can reach an agreement. If they'd have got relegated and he was available for somewhere in the region of 40 million quid, I think we'd have probably already had Jack Grealish by now. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you? 69, dudes! When's the new Bill and Ted out, by the way? Just a bit off topic, but I can't wait for that. Cress Welsing says, only missed 5 games through injury in 3 years. We have the Serbian Terminator, well, now we're getting the Dutch Terminator. Donny van der Beek, I'm absolutely loving it. Alex Todd says, FIFA today, yes, potentially there may be a later on the gaming channel Flying Pig gaming. Keep a lookout, but I'm not 100%. It depends what's going on with Donny. If we announce Donny later on, I'm going to have to get on and do a Donny unveiling video where I get him in and unveil him for you. But anyway, JP says 1 to 10 equals 69. That's right, matey. Wakras Akram, he thinks it's going to be a good deal. It is a good deal. There's no doubt in that the money spent on this is not very much. I think he adds a lot to our side for the amount that we spend. Yeah, it's a good deal. It's a good deal all round. We're having for a good period of time. He's not really going to fail, I don't think. He seems a good player, even if he doesn't, even if it's another Morgan Schneiderlin situation. It's not like you're going to lose out on a 23-year-old Donny van der Beek. He's always going to maintain that value for the next 7, 6, 7, 8 years, and he's only just going to go up in value anyway. Not that we want to sell him, I'm just saying, even if it didn't work out for him for whatever reason, if he couldn't take the step up to the Premier League, if he struggled to adapt to the Premier League, because it is a different league, but I don't think that's going to be the case, then he's still going to be an asset. So it's not really a gamble at all for Manchester United. It's a brilliant signing all round, ticks every single box, adds depth, adds quality to the starting 11, will improve, fits into the mould of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's signings of what United are trying to do, signing players that are a bit younger, coming up, stepping up to United, coming up to the next level. No big marquee prima donna signings from Ole, no. He's signing sensible players, and it is it's worked for us this season. We'll see. We all know that Chelsea and other teams are going out there signing big players, and they're going to be trying their own way to close the gap. But I suppose what Ollie's trying to do here is just build. Of course, he wants the signings, and Woodward and the Glazers, they seem to be pretty committed to just sticking to this new type of transfer philosophy, if you want to call it that, which is sign these type of players who are maybe tier 2 players or stepping up, which is why we're linked with the Grealishes and we were linked with the Akis and these guys, all good talents that would step up to Manchester United. There you go. I mean, that's all United need to do, really. We've just got to strengthen the starting 11. Therefore, we will strengthen the rest of the side. Gungshi's in the house. How's it going, my friend? Good to see you too, mate. Man Like Mo says, how's everyone? Everyone's buzzing, I think, Man Like Mo. Everyone's buzzing because of this Donny van der Beek news. Tim Chire says, yo, Pig, anything on our attacking force and promising signing attacking force? So in terms of getting players in, you mean Sancho? Sancho would obviously add to our attacking force. I think our attacking force is already pretty good with Greenwood, Martial and Rashford. So yeah, I think that we could add to that though. Sancho would absolutely beef that up no end. It's Jonathan Gallagher. He comments and he says, Pig, it seems we are finally backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Hopefully, look, we have the rest of the window to see what happens. Don't just get too carried away now and say the Glazers are the best. Woodward's the best. He doesn't have a head like a potato. Don't get carried away now, because it's not the end of the window yet. They have dawdled in this window. We should have got Sancho in by now as well. We still need to get a couple more players in. Absolutely 100%. I won't accept anything less than 3 players coming in this window. And they've all got to be players that can improve the starting 11 as well. And I just think that until we do that, let's just chill out a little bit here, because Donny van der Beek's a good signing, but it's a good sign. It's a complementary signing to the squad. It is a good signing that can challenge for the starting spots in the squad. Absolutely, right age and everything, great signing. But it's, we need a Sancho, we need an Upamecano, we need the spine. We need to get the spine sorted out properly. Shout out to Harvey Goddard for subscribing as well, mate. Nice one, appreciate it. Come on, get in there. Have your say then. Get in the live comment section. I'd love to hear from you guys. About 100 of you legends tuning in right now. Absolute bloody great bunch of you. I did a 90-minute video earlier talking about the transfer news and stuff. And then it was announced that Donny van der Beek's actually undergoing his medical in the Netherlands. By the way, Matty the Rushmeister, I'm putting you on update duty throughout this video. It probably won't happen because I won't be on here that long. But just in case, mate, if there's any news about Van der Beek's medical, or an unveiling or an announcement from Manchester United during this stream, please do let me know. And obviously, I'm not going to believe anybody who says it other than Matty the Rushmeister, because, you just take me down the garden path otherwise. Speak of the devil when he shall appear. Matty Rush, thank you so much for the PayPal donation, lad. You're a top man. Really appreciate that, dude. I don't think there's a message to go along with it, is there? But either way, thank you so much for that, Matt Rush. What a top lad. Aniket Mohan comments, Van der Beek medical today. Absolutely, it's actually taking place right now. Aniket, over in the Netherlands. Everyone's tweeted about it. Fabrizio Romano's on the case. Very credible. He's got the information from, I think, Mike Verwey is his name. And Mike Verwey is he basically is the sports writer or something. The Sportsverslag ever. That's what he is for the Telesport and Telegraph Schrift over Football. I'm guessing that's football. But yeah, the Sportsverslag ever. What is that? Is that like sports director or something? The Sportsverslag ever. Sorry, that's brilliant. Anyway, that's fantastic. We've got the information that he's having a medical over the Netherlands right now, taking a break from international duty. For anybody that's just tuning in right now and getting involved, that's what's going on. That's the news today. Donny van der Beek's currently having his medical for Manchester United in the Netherlands, and he should hopefully be unveiled as a Manchester United player either tonight or tomorrow, you would think. If he's having his medical and they're doing the paperwork, shouldn't be too long until the announcement's coming. Get in there, my son! Stick a 1 in the live chat if you're absolutely buzzing your titties off over this one. Nice one, Gungshi. Yeah, he says, no spamming. Don't spam on the channel, guys. Daniel Taylor Gray comments, I'm so happy. Oh, no, me too, Daniel. Great to hear it, mate. We finally got something to smile about as United fans because this has been a bit of a crap window. To be fair, we had a good season, all things considered, with the players in the squad that we had. So we had that to smile about, the fact we finished third, even though we didn't get a trophy. But this, now we've just got a player. It's been so long since we signed a player, hasn't it? Since January. It's been ages. We needed to get this player in the summer window. This is the first, hopefully the first of many now, everyone. Look at all those ones in the live chat. Everybody is buzzing their absolute boobies off right now, aren't they? Come on, hopefully the floodgates have opened now, and this is the start of all the signings coming through the door. We can dream. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we hear about Upamecano tomorrow. Hopefully Sancho deal gets done. That would be a sick window. That would be a sick window. Hey, how's it going? A fat avocado. Hope you're doing good. Piano girl in the house. Absolute legend. How are you doing? She says, smash a like for the pig. Thank you very much, piano girl. JP, he comments, Modric is better than Donny, no. Yeah, well, the thing is, Modric is better than Donny, but Donny's at the early part of his career still. Modric is experienced and seasoned and been one of the best midfielders in the world for years, to be fair. Like, Modric, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but we're going for something a little bit different now, aren't we, JP? We're going for players that are going to be the next Modric, that are maybe not the Modric right now, but in the future they will be that Modric. That's sort of what we're going for. I understand what you're saying. Maybe we need bigger, more experienced, quality players right now. But over the last few seasons, I don't think that's really worked out too well for us, how we've gone about it, signing some of the bigger name players. Certainly Alexis Sanchez was a complete waste of time. Certainly Di Maria was a complete nightmare, the absolute dobby little melt. Snake. Man like Mo says, Modric is an OAP. This is there's other players available. There's lots of players. It depends what we're trying to do. And I think what United are trying to do is actually build for the future now. We're trying to build a dynasty, mate. We're trying to build a dynasty here. This isn't about, trying to get a quick fix like a Chelsea, like they always do. Chelsea always try and get a quick fix. Fair play, they do spend the money. You can't say anything other than they spend the money and they invest, and they always try to get players in. Roman Abramovich has always done that. He pumps the money. He's a sugar daddy. That's what he does. But at the same time, like, they just haven't, they're going to get the big name players to try and get that quick fix to put a band-aid over the wound, basically. And that's why they always chop and change their managers as well. Like, if it doesn't work out for one manager one season, they get the chop. Di Matteo comes in caretaker manager after they sack someone, and then he comes in, wins the Champions League, starts next season not great, gets the chop. They do that all the time. It's a quick fix every time for Roman Abramovich at Chelsea, which does work for them because they got the resources to be able to do it. But at United, though, I think with our owners, the way we're slightly shackled like that compared to those guys, and we are trying to do it differently, and I think it's better to do it that way. If you actually look at what Liverpool did over the last 5-6 years, we speak about Liverpool a bit on this channel. We don't like to mention the Scousers other than when we're taking the bins out, but you have to say that they've done it the right way. They haven't overly spent shitloads of money. They have spent a fair bit of money. They made a couple of big signings to plug key holes in the team, Alisson being one of them, Van Dijk being one of them. And then he's just added players slowly and built them up over the years. You can't really say anything other than they've done a really good job of getting the players that they needed in each window. They had that Karius goalkeeper melter, absolutely stinking up the place. They replaced him. They were infinitely better. They needed to get a centre-back in there, leaking goals at the back there. They get in Virgil van Dijk. That's a big move for them, big signing. We were trying to do that last transfer window with Slabby Maguire. He was supposed to be our Virgil van Dijk. Hopefully he still will be, if you know what I mean. But he's not been Van Dijk level this season for us. Hopefully in the future he will be. But we've got to just make steps every single window to improve gradually over the next few years. I think that's how the club has to be run now with the owners we've got. They're not going to dump in hundreds of millions every single window and have us challenging up there every single window. Their ultimate goal is to get us challenging, but they're doing it in a slow, steady manner, which is no bad thing, really, as long as they actually do make steps every single window to improve us and bring the players in, which it seems like maybe they are starting to do right now. Thank you very much for that, Aaron Homeyard, you legend. JP says to Beek as a farmer, you're really not a fan of this Van der Beek character, are you, JP? I'm getting that, mate. I get that, mate. Give him a chance, lad. That's what I would say. There's probably some people in here who share that same opinion with you, JP, and I don't blame any of you. But at the same time, give him a bloody chance, lad. We've only seen him play a bunch of times personally. There's probably people like Neil Duffin who live in the Netherlands who've seen a bit more of him than most people. I've seen him play a bunch of times. He's always looked good. Give him a chance. He'll come into the side. He's a good young talent. He's a Netherlands international, 23 years of age. Give him a chance. What's the worst that can happen? He's probably going to be maybe taking a little bit of time to adapt, but I think he might just come in and slot right in and be exactly what we're missing. So don't write him off just yet. Give him a chance and let's see what he can do, this lad. Come on. You know it makes sense, JP. United Extra Time says Sky Sports just reported United are very keen on Upamecano. There you go. You know why? Because they saw my video earlier, lads. No, I'm joking. But no, that has been the order of the day. It seems like there's some legit news when it comes to Upamecano and the link with Manchester United and us being interested, and maybe we're ready to make an approach. Let's hope there's something behind that. Eddie O2, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you, man. What a top lad. I don't know who subscribed there. I think, is that Russian? But either way, shout out to you, whoever's just subscribed there. 150 of you legends tuning in right now. Thank you for watching. Smash us a thumbs up on this video. Get involved in the live chat. Put a heart emoji in the live chat if you're loving this. Huna comments, Pig, can you please do a Van Gaal accent? I want my players to be horny. I want my players to be horny. My name is Louis Van Gaal. They call me Louis Van Gaal. The G stands for gangster. I wreck you and smile. I like my stroopwafels because my name is Louis Van Gaal. I like my players to be horny. It's generic Dutch accent. Didn't actually sound nothing like Louis. Anyway. Yeah, that's right, Gungs. You heard that cheeky get in there, my son. That's exactly what I heard too, man. So, shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to all the old subscribers. Shout out to everyone who's contributing to this community. This live chat here, there's a bunch of heroes in here right now. Look at that. Jonathan Gallagher, D. Raj Werner, Gary McMusic, Parag Sangani, Skujo1, all getting those heart emojis in there because they're buzzing their tits off. Kobe Miranda comments, Van de Scholes. You know, that's the sort of stuff I want to hear, Kobe. That's positive stuff. Like, let's just hope he's going to be the next Paul Scholes for Manchester United. That's what we should be thinking. VJ Anand comments, if Donny comes, which number jersey will he wear? 6 is already taken. 69, dudes. I've got to stop doing that. Flicks on Xbox comments, do a Lampard accent, please. Mate, how does Lampard even speak? I mean, name's sort of Frank Lampard, like, and I'm the manager of Chelsea. I'm sort of like London, but almost like not that really. I can't really do it. Sorry, guys. Neaton says in Van der Beek, he's got such a nondescript accent, Frank Lampard. He is Mr. Anonymous, isn't he? He's Mr. Discreet and Anonymous, Frank Lampard. Anyway. 69 dude says Kabaki HD. Shout out to you, Kabaki HD, lad. Sorry if I missed your messages earlier. There's a bunch of messages coming through, so it's tough to keep on top of everyone. Ellie, shout out. Absolute hero of the channel also. Number 16 thinks Yao Epic. Gary McMusic thinks number 16. Eddie O2 thinks number 7. Very interesting, isn't it? Do an Ollie accent. I can't do an Ollie accent, mate, to be honest. The boys were very... No, I can't even do it. G-Wolf says... Van der Beek reminds me of a Paul Scholes / Roy Keane type player. Watch this space. Hang on a second. What does that mean? Do you mean a Roy Keane crossed with Scholes? Or because obviously Roy Keane and Scholes were not the same type of player. So I'm guessing you mean like some sort of in-the-middle hybrid of Scholes and Keane. Like his name was Skeen or something. Like Poi Skeen. That's his name. Man, that would be a heck of a player, Poiskin. You know what I mean? Or what's the other one? Raul. No, never mind. Mohammed Sadiq, how you doing, bro? Everybody seems to be pretty buzzing in this. This is a good news day for United fans. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. Like, I never thought it would come, to be honest, in this transfer window. A couple of weeks ago, I was pretty sure that United were going to melt it in this transfer window. And I'm still not 100% convinced that we'll get all the players that we want. But at least this is a step in the right direction. Eddie Otu says, please do Ollie. I don't think I can do Ollie, my friend, honestly. I would love to if I could. My precious. Matt Rush says 102 likes. Oh, nice one, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here and smashing that thumbs up button. If you haven't done so already, hit the like on it. Yeah, that's it. VJ Anand says Raul Skone. Raul Skeen. Aaron says, why do you look like a ghost? What are you on about, mate? Have I started to disappear into the background? I don't think I have, mate. I think I'm still here. I think my green screen's still holding up. Johnny Malks, good comment. I fully agree with you, Johnny. He says, Piggy, I'd like to see a few more outgoings. What are your thoughts on that? To be honest with you, Johnny, I fully agree. I think there's no good reason to keep a couple of these players around Manchester United right now, especially if we're making moves and getting players in. To be fair, you can understand why they wouldn't want to make the moves to get players out immediately until they have got a new player in. So maybe they were just waiting to do that, and you'll see them offload players towards the end of the window. I mean, get in the comments, guys. Who do you think United should actually look to offload this summer? Who can we get money for? Who can we realistically sell? To me, I'm thinking of players like Phil Jones. I'm thinking his time at the club's done. Smalling's over at Roma. Probably make that permanent if we can. Rojo, of course, he's on loan still. Is it Estudiantes, is it? I can't remember now. But, you know, obviously off our books. And then Lee Grant. Is Lee Grant still at the club? What's Lee Grant doing at the club? I don't think he is. Is he? Don't know. And then, of course, a couple of other players that spring to mind. Jesse Lingard, I don't think is very good. I think he'd be better off playing in Serie A now. He did get a new agent not so long ago as well, so there was that link with maybe Inter or a club in Italy, perhaps. I wouldn't think he would ally himself with Raiola unless he was looking to try and get away from Manchester United, unless they were trying to fashion a move away, but I could be wrong on that one. Solskjaer seems to like Jesse Lingard. He seems to like his energy, he seems to like to bring him on at the end of games and use him to sort of press teams and use that energy. So he may well keep Jesse Lingard. But Andreas Pereira, no. Andreas Pereira's got to go. He's offered us absolutely nothing this season. I'm sick of the sight of Andreas Pereira in a United shirt, actually. I hope that's what this Donny van der Beek signing does. It makes us see the back of Andreas Pereira. No disrespect to him, he's a nice lad, but I'm just saying, like, he's not good enough for United. We need to be ruthless now. We do need to get rid of a couple of players. To be fair, we got rid of the best player that we could have gotten rid of this summer window already, which is Alexis Sanchez, because he was on such a huge amount of money. Nice one, Mr. Fatty. Thank you for subscribing there, dude. Yeah, we got rid of the worst player, Alexis Sanchez, who's on huge money. And then what we've done is not get rid of anybody else yet, which I really can't understand because there's players there, like we've just gone through a bunch, that are not good enough. Eddie O2 says, Pereira, just release him. There you go. Definitely not good enough. You know, I agree with you, man. Scujo1 comments Lingard and Rojo. Absolutely a couple of melty players there that probably be better off not in our squad taking up our wages. And players like Jones and Lingard, they want big money, guys. They want big money. Like, no, these are not peanuts money. Over 100k a week, these guys. You know, those pink Lamborghinis do not pay for themselves, lads and lasses. There's a reason that Phil Jones is rocking about in that absolute puke mobile. It's because he's getting paid 6 figures a week, that twat. Honestly, to do that, to gurn in his pink Lamborghini, it's mental. So get rid of him if we can. I don't know if there's another club stupid enough to pay his wages. That's the problem. Kabaki thinks Pereira, Mata, Smalling, Grant, Jones, Rojo. Mata's interesting, isn't it? I mean, he didn't offer us that much this season, but I still think he's good backup for like CAM. He's getting on a bit. He'll probably leave soon anyway. I'd keep him around this season because he's intelligent and experienced, and you do need a bit of experience, and he's a good technical player, good set pieces, all that stuff, good vision. I like Juan Mata, I do. I don't think he's been very good this year though, but he's not really been used appropriately. Bruno came in after January. He's taken the mantle in the hole there. Juan Mata's not a wide player, so he's been having to do what he's had to do. He's still popped up with a couple of assists and goals, though. Vusi Manakela, how you doing, Vusi? Comments, Bruno for captain. Nice one, we've been over this recently. I agree, I think he's the natural leader in the team. Makes a lot of sense to me. It's a good time for Solskjaer to take it off of Maguire just because of what's gone on. Sure, you can show your solidarity in your captain, but I actually was saying this before this happened to Maguire anyway. I think Bruno's a better leader. Josh Z said, comments, Fred is good for the squad. Yeah, I kind of hope, I hope that link with Fred and is it Galatasaray or Fenerbahce, one of the Turkish teams. I don't think, I hope it's not true, actually, because even if we have got Donny van der Beek coming into the side, I think Fred's going to be a useful player for us to have around the side, especially if you factor in some of the injury issues we could have. We had a bunch of injuries last season. Pogba was injured for ages, McTominay, Matic, everybody seemed was injured for a while last season, so you need the depth there. Van der Beek's coming in though, but you'd expect maybe Pereira or someone to go out, 1-for-1 maybe. And then Fred is, like I've been over it with everyone before, guys, you're probably sick of hearing me talk, but I like the way that he's good all-round. He's a good all-round midfielder. He can create, he can defend, he buzzes around, he's full of energy. He's a good squad player. He's never going to be a starter for me in a big cup game or anything like that. He's going to be the player that comes in and sees out games, and he's going to be a player that comes in and plays in the League Cup and plays in the Europa League, or not the Europa League, but the Champions League now against maybe some of the lesser teams, stuff like that. You need to have a squad capable of challenging on all fronts. So that's why I don't want to see any of our players go out. I don't want to see Fred leave the club. I don't want to see McTominay leave the club or any of these guys leave the club. I want us to keep all our players. That way we've got more depth. It's not like we've got a huge amount of players there anyway. We've got a lot of competitions to play in. Crikey, there's a bunch of you tuning in tonight. Shout out to all the viewers getting in here. Hope you're all great wherever you're tuning in from in the world. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'll give your places of residence a cheeky little shout out if I see it. And smash that thumbs up button. Give it a cheeky little like if you have not done so already. That would help us out. And stick a 1 in the live chat if you're buzzing your tits off. Thank you. Matty Rush says Vidal's leaving Barcelona. Very interesting. JG with an interesting comment says, do keep in mind he has to quarantine for 2 weeks coming from the Netherlands. Is that legit? Is that legit though? Like, I'm sure there's maybe some sort of special exceptions and stuff like this for a player like Donny van der Beek. If they get him tested and he's come back negative and then they fly him in privately, surely there's ways around that. I'm just saying. Dennis Johnson's tuning in from New York City. Shout out to you, Dennis, in New York City. Wales, says Gwilym Garrigan. Shout out to you in Wales, mate. Nico Ricardo, shout out to you, my friend. Tejas Bhushan tuning in from India. Adebayo Fawaz is in Nigeria. Bunch of legends getting in here. Kobe Miranda, Manchester. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for getting in here. Have your say on the situation at United then. Van der Beek's coming in. Who would you like to see come in next? Who would you like to see come in next? If you could have, let's just play a game. If you could only see one more signing coming in this transfer window, who would it be? Would it be Jadon Sancho? Would it be Upamecano? I think we all, that's a stupid question, isn't it? Everybody's going to say Sancho. Shout out Mohamed Sadiq. In fact, Munib Siddiqui commented to Thiago next. See, this is an interesting story that we've heard today, actually, as well. It's been a big news day for United in terms of players we've been linked to. Thiago's a player that we've been linked to heavily. I've always really rated Thiago. I'm sure a lot of you have. He's been a great player over the years. And I think that he's exactly what United could do with. And it doesn't fit in with the mould of what we're doing with the signings we're making, where we're signing younger, hungry, up-and-coming players. He's something else. He's something that's experienced, somebody who's seasoned, and he's been doing it. He's a top-tier player at a top club, and he's been doing it for years. So that would be a major coup for any of the top clubs in the world, really, because he would get into most teams in the world, in my opinion, Thiago. So that would be a fantastic signing. Is it realistic now that this Van der Beek player's coming in now? Probably, I don't think it is, but you never know. You never know, it might be. I mean, there's probably more value in going to get Thiago than there is Jack Grealish right now. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Shout out to Francis Bassor for subscribing, matey. Nice one. Thank you, Imran Patel. He says, everyone hit that like button. Thank you very much, Imran Patel. That's really nice of you, mate. Jashan Preet Singh says, Sancho in a centre-half, please. We'd all be absolutely over the moon if that was the end of the window. Van der Beek, we've got our midfielder there. a good competent midfielder who can do a bit of everything. He could also play CAM. He could even play sort of like deep lying playmaker role. He even played once out on the left for Ajax last season. So obviously I don't read anything into that, but he's just a good versatile midfielder. If we signed a centre-back, be it Badashili or Upamecano, then that would really bolster our backline. I think our backline, if everyone stays fit, with the addition of a top-quality centre-back, is actually really good. Luke Shaw, I think, had a good season. I think he's experienced, he's good, he's much better than any other option we got right now, to be honest. We could do with improving that position, in all honesty. That's probably the weak link, but still, he's still good. Maguire, he didn't have the best season, but he certainly had a good season. Overall, he had some great games. I think he's a good player, but he just needs to do it more consistently for United. Cut these silly errors out. The question keeps being asked about whether it's the Lindelof partnership that may be at fault. Well, we'll find out if we sign a top-quality centre-back. If we get Upamecano or somebody like that coming in, then partner him with Maguire. Maybe you'll see the best of Harry Maguire then. If he's got somebody there who's mobile, somebody there who's physical and good in the air just as he is, who's not going to let him down, you might see a little bit better from Slabby Maguire out there as well.
Get in there, my son.
Shout out to Kelton Estafor for subscribing as well. You bunch of legends getting in here. Over 300 of you legends stopping by right now on this live stream. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button and get your thoughts in the comment section. I will try and read out as many of your thoughts and opinions as we can. And like I say, Matty the Rushmeister, if you can let me know if there's any news about United and this medical that's taking place right now. If you're just joining us, Donny van der Beek's undergoing a medical at Manchester United as we speak right now. And it's just going to be a little bit of time before it's announced by the football club, it seems. If he passes a medical, which obviously he should, he's away on international duty with the Netherlands. He's taken a bit of break from that to do the medical. If he passes that, he'll be a United player very soon once they've done the paperwork, which they probably already have.
Get in there, my son.
Clam J, thank you so much for the super chat there, dude. Really appreciate that, man. Let me just see what that says there. He says, shout out to Ed Woodward for pulling his pinky out his stinky and getting some business done. Next, please, Slabby McGyro's partner needed. Slabby McGyro's. Oh, my days. Nice one for that, Clam J. Thank you very much for that, pal. Yeah, look, that's it. We need a partner for Harry Maguire now. Victor Lindelof, a.k.a. Victor Dwindleoff, is not quite up to the standard. I personally think he maybe is lost at United. I think he's wasted at United. I think he'd be better suited at IKEA. No, to be fair to him, he's actually good. Sorry, I'm doing him dirty there. He's actually been good. In fact, a lot of games this season, he was pretty damn good, especially towards the end of the season. At the start of the season, he was shite. He was making a lot of errors. He's poor in the air. He was getting beaten in the air consistently. I just don't like him as a defender. I think actually you might call me freaking stupid for saying this, right? I'd actually think he might make a pretty good CDM, because he's got good vision. He's good on the ball. He can pass, but I just don't think he's got the ability to read the game enough where he's the last line of defence, basically, before the keeper. Anyway, I just don't think he's good enough for that. I don't think he reads the game well enough for that. Thank you, Matt Rush. He says 173 likes. Let's get it to 200. Cheers, matey. Floating Man says he is still pretty shite, to be honest. Victor Lindelof, are we talking about here? Yeah. I mean, look, I just don't think he's got up to the standard. We were talking earlier on in the video about Axel Twanzebe. He's a player that actually, given the opportunity, could be very good. I mean, how old is Twanzebe? He's, 20? Let me just have a quick Google of Twanzebe. I really don't think... he's 22, actually. I thought he was younger than that. So he's actually 22. So he's actually a year older than Upamecano there. But what we were talking about earlier was Twanzebe. He's not had many opportunities this season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's one of the negatives that I've got against Solskjaer. He didn't give enough chances to Gomez, and that's why he left, and Chong and Axel Twanzebe either. So we haven't really seen the progression of Axel Twanzebe at United, even though when we've seen him, he's been very good. And some people could argue, look, why buy an Upamecano? Why buy a Badashili when you've got a Twanzebe there who could come in and potentially do that job? He's 22 at the end of the day. That is young. He's 6'1". He's a good physical, quick player. We've seen him anytime he's played for United. He's actually looked pretty good. So I'm not saying that should be our option. I still love to see us get another centre-back in. The fact is we should always be looking to improve. You should always be looking to get a top-quality centre-back in whenever you can to replace the one that's not so good. If you've got that option there, that's with every position actually. Like if you can get rid of Lindelof or demote Lindelof and get in a top quality player to improve that position, you should absolutely do that. If you can get somebody that's better than Luke Shaw right now, you should absolutely try and do that. It should always be about trying to improve every single position out there for United in each transfer window. So that's what all we can really ask for. Gaza Mania comments 45 million for Upamecano. Since his buyout next year is 42 million. Go for it, Wood. Yeah, okay, so yeah, there's something about this that came out afterwards, actually, or I found out about it afterwards. I'm sure it was already out there, but his contract release clause doesn't come into effect until January, is that correct? So yeah, I think that United would have to, but the fact is, if he's got a 42 million release clause in January, and United offer, like you say, Gaza, a little bit more money, let's say 50 million. They're going to snap your hand off, aren't they, really? Because it gives them time to go and get a replacement. They'll bank probably 30 or 40 million of that anyway. Maybe they'll just promote somebody within their side, or they'll buy another player. Who knows? And that way, we've got the player that we want. They've got more money than they would get in January. So it's a no-brainer, Gazamania. Totally agree with you, pal. And if you're Leipzig and you come in for that offer, you'd be silly not to take it if he's got a release clause that comes into effect in January. You'd be stupid not to take it. Crikey, there's over 400 of you people in here tuning in right now. Shout out to each and every single one of you legends watching. Get involved in the live comment section. I'm just going back and forth for you legends now. If you missed the video, go back and watch the start of the video after it's finished. But yeah, just to let you all know, Van der Beek is pretty much a red. He's got to pass this medical. We're just awaiting confirmation on this. So Matt Rush says Vidal's moving for free. That's quite interesting, isn't it? How old is Vidal these days? Karanchi says, what's the update? Joining late. Okay, there is a lot of new people in here, so I'll give you another update, everyone. Sorry if I'm repeating myself for some of the people that have been here from the start, but just to let everyone know, Donny van der Beek's having a medical over in the Netherlands right now. It's being reported widely. Fabrizio Romano shared it. There's a couple of people on the inside know what's going on, and he's keeping tabs on it. And basically, Manchester United we've got the medical being taken place over in the Netherlands. He's taken a break from international duty to complete the medical. And then Manchester United will be duly announcing that either tonight or tomorrow, I'd imagine. But probably tonight. I mean, if the paperwork's signed and the medical's complete, the deal's done. And all the contracts have been exchanged, the deal is done. So I'm expecting some sort of confirmation from Manchester United pretty damn soon. Now, it remains to be seen whether he's passed his medical, but that's where we stand at the moment. His medical's right now. Alex P, what's going on, my friend? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says class signing. Well, you would know, Ollie. At the end of the day, you've masterminded this signing, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so you would know. Thanks for taking a break from your managerial duties to come in here and have your say, pal. Means a lot to me. Thank you very much for keeping that relationship between us going, bud. Floating Man says Thiago or Saul would be friggin' amazing. Yeah, Saul is obviously a very good player as well over in the Spanish league. I think if you look at the other option you've mentioned, Thiago, that's the one I would go for. But he's probably a little bit older than Saul, isn't he? But either way, he's a great player. Gungshi comments, 6 years ago, I really wanted us to get Vidal. Yes, that's a very good point, actually. He's always been a fantastic sort of defensive midfielder, which is what United have needed for such a long time. And he would be, yeah, I mean, I personally don't think that we should be going for those older guys, but I know what you guys are saying. He is obviously an experienced player. I think United need to be looking elsewhere at the moment. To be fair, players can come in and be experienced and do a job for a season. They definitely can. Like, there's something to be said about the older, more experienced player. Who's old enough to remember Laurent Blanc's season at Manchester United? Stick a 1 in the live chat if you remember Laurent Blanc's season at Manchester United. That's right, that Laurent Blanc. All you whippersnappers, that Laurent Blanc. Yeah, he played for United for a season. And I think he was 36. We got him in there. And do you know what? He was mustard. He was absolutely mustard. Who remembers? That's right, Tim Touré, he remembers. He's stuck at 1 in the live chat. So that's what I'm saying. You can get Thiago Silva. I think Thiago Silva's 35. Chelsea have just signed him on a free. It makes sense if the transfer's free and you can get a player to come in there and play for you who's experienced and quality, even just for 1 year on a 1 year deal. That's ideal in a lot of ways, isn't it? It's ideal in a lot of ways. Bolster the squad, give you experience, give you quality. Because certainly a player like Vidal or Laurent Blanc at the time, Eddie Otis says Laurent Blanc was okay, just real slow. Well, he was 36, Eddie. But man, he read the game fantastically well. Laurent Blanc was brilliant. What he lacked in speed, he made up for in experience. Hagen Moltana says, what about Rakitic? Yeah, I've just seen Rakitic has moved, hasn't he? Rakitic has gone from Barca, right? Is that? I think that's legit. Thank you, Matt Rush. He says, smash a like for the pig. Thank you very much, Matt Rush. Kobe Miranda says, we need a Gary Pallister type centre-back. Mate, Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Jaap Stam, any of them. We need just a quality centre-back, any quality centre-back. Well, United are lacking for quality centre-backs right now. No offence to Slabby or Bailly or Lindelof. They're good players. Offence meant to Phil Jones, though. But everybody else, no offence, they're good players, but we still need a top-quality centre-back in. You cannot have a world-class squad without a world-class defence. I actually truly believe that. I think the defence is one of the most important aspects of the team. And certainly the centre-back position, crikey, you need to have that position bolted on, I reckon. You need two players that know their roles and have that tandem partnership like we had with Pallister and Bruce, like we had with Rio and Vidic. We haven't had that partnership at Manchester United for absolutely ages, and I think that's probably why we struggled and conceded a lot of goals. This season we've shored up, actually. We're not conceded that many this season, but previously, man, leaking goals post Alex Ferguson days. Absolutely gash. Thank you, Paul Blackman. He says, eating pizza, awesome show. You're making me hungry, Paul Blackman. I actually just had my dinner, so I probably shouldn't be saying that. I had sausage, chips and beans. A good old English staple. You can't go wrong. Rahul Mix comments, we need Sancho now. Just get it done, guys. I'm sick and tired of this football club dallying around. To be fair to them, on this Van der Beek deal, they've actually bossed it. They've bossed it. They've got this done so quickly. We're all expecting the medical to be on Thursday because he's on international duty. And, of course, travel and things like that. But no, they're getting it done today. They're out there getting the business done. And I think that's brilliant. That's a statement of intent from the club there. They're not messing around. They're getting the deal done. If only we could have had that same attitude with Sancho. It's just money. Money's holding us back on that one. They don't want to bend us over. They want us to be bent over for money, and we don't want to pay them past a certain amount. And it's all just a cat and mouse game at the moment. We'll probably reach an agreement with them. L Lyric Video says Vidal is too old to play in the Premier League. I mean, how old is he now? Let's just have a little look. Because I can't even remember how old he is now. Like, he's got to be early 30s. He's 33. 33 is not like 33 20 years ago, I don't think. 33 is more like 30. Do you know what I mean? With the way sports science and all that kind of medicine and stuff at football clubs has come along. I think probably 33, if you could get him on a free transfer at 33, he's still got something to offer you, 100%. It's the sort of player that if he was available a couple of years ago, you would have absolutely gone in for him because he was quality. And he's still a quality player, guys. Like, he can still offer us a lot. But I'm not getting carried away on that one. I think United should be looking elsewhere, to be perfectly honest with you. But a free transfer of Arturo Vidal for 33 years of age on a free, that's not a bad shout, It's not a bad shout, is it? Look at Matic. But we've got Matic. We just signed Matic up, so I don't see that one happening. Hey, Juan Jose Mejia Morea, thank you for getting in here and tuning in, pal. He says, any thoughts on Thiago? Is it possible? My thoughts on Thiago is, if he's available and he wants to come to United, we should absolutely do everything we can to get him. Do I think the Glazers will go and get him? No, I don't. I think we're looking at a different type of player now. I would love to see it. It would be a real statement from the club if we went and got Thiago and players like Van der Beek and Sancho this summer. That would be a proper statement, but I just don't really see that happening. That's right, Ellie says loads of new legends subscribing. Shout out, Ellie. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to this channel, there's a bunch of you legends tuning in who are probably new to this channel. Hit that subscribe button. Click the bell icon to be notified when we post live. We cover everything Manchester United on this channel. We do match reactions and news videos about every aspect of United. Transfer videos like this. There's no non-stop fountain of BS, though. We just do it when there's actual basis for transfer stuff, and we just we do watch-alongs, and we do absolutely everything there is to do with United. We've got a website, flyandpigunited.com, so check it all out, guys, and get involved. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You know it makes sense. Yeah, absolutely no BS.
Get in there, my son.
Get in there, my son. What's that? It's a new subscriber, Ryan Gaming. Shout out to you, Ryan Gaming, for getting in here, pal. Just Jack says, well done, Pig. You've gained like 300 subs in 3 days. Yeah, we've had a lot of new people joining. We've smashed past 25,000 subscribers. It's weird. When we hit 25k, we just continue to snowball there, it seems. But to be fair, there actually has been some United news. I think that's the difference. There hasn't been much United news going on us there. We've been doing jack all in the transfer window. Woodward's been sitting around fingering pies like he does. He's got his fingers in so many different pies, that man. But finally, he's pulled them out for a little bit. Gungshi says, on fire today, Pig. Scujo1 comments 500 plus watching with a super chat. Thank you, Scujo1. That is pretty monumental, actually, guys. Thank you for watching and getting involved in the live show. If you're new around here, I hope you're getting involved, and I hope I read your comment out if you're new. Ben Dawes says this channel deserves to blow up. Thank you, my friend. Fact QR comments hold Manchester United. Mustafa, how you doing, Mustafa? Man United FC, he says, did Van der Beek pass his medical? I'm just awaiting confirmation on that one. To be honest, Man United FC, I've got my main man, my correspondent, Matt Rush, on the case. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon, if we even know about it until the unveiling of the football club. But hopefully, I mean, I've got my eye on Twitter here. I've got my eye on, Fabrizio Romano's timeline here, because he seems pretty legit, and he gets it out there pretty quickly. So I've got my eye on it, but I can't see a confirmation of him having passed the medical. But I wouldn't worry about it too much, guys. He was out on international duty. I don't think he'd even be there if he wasn't fully fit. I'm sure he's going to pass his medical, and United will announce it soon. Shout out Mustafa. Thank you for subscribing, pal. Gazamania says, cashtastic. L Lyric says, what about Sevilla's left back? Yeah, so this is the Reguilon character. Yeah, we saw him a couple of times this season. Looked very good, to be fair. I think Real Madrid actually own him, though, don't they? I think, was he just on loan at Sevilla? Matt Rush says, rumours are 8 p.m, Pig. Oh, wow. Okay, so maybe it'll be 8 o'clock this evening when the announcement is going to be made. Thank you, Matt Rush. He's our insider correspondent there. Absolute legend. Follow him on Twitter, Matt United 20. He's got so much good insider knowledge, this guy, when it comes to United. But yeah. I think you're right, dude. I think it probably will be tonight. So we may well be back on later just to have another little chat about the unveiling of Donny van der Beek at Manchester United, unless you're sick of the sight of me, which you probably are. Jaden Grant says, yes, come on, get in there. Hank Panda says, loan deal. Kobe Miranda says he's only 25 million. Yeah, so this is that Sevilla left back. Yeah, oh yes, he was on a loan deal, wasn't he? Yeah, it's that Sevilla left back. He sounds good. Like, he looks good. I've seen him a couple of times. I don't know a great deal about him. I haven't watched loads of La Liga and stuff like that. But from what I've seen in the Europa League, part of that Sevilla side, he was very, very good throughout. Hey, thank you for that, Palmerius. He says, love the channel, pal. Appreciate it, dude. Azar Parak comments, Thiago would be a great signing for us. He's a good holding midfielder as well. Yeah. That's it. If we had Thiago in the team, we'd all of a sudden go from having one of the sort of worst midfielders of the top teams, to having one of the best with Bruno and Pogba and Van der Beek and Thiago. I mean, we'd actually have one of the best midfielders in the league then, if that was to be the case. So 100% agree. If we can do what we can to get Thiago in, we should do. But I'm not holding my breath on that one, to be honest with you guys. Johnny Mount says, Pig, do you want Grealish? I mean, yes, I do, but I can understand not wanting to buy him for £70 million. That's an insane amount of money to pay on a player when you can get a Van der Beek type player for half that. So yes, I do, but I do understand the reluctance of this football club to want to go and spend that money on him. And I also do understand Aston Villa for not wanting to sell him, because he's worth more to them keeping him at the club for them this season to try and stay up again than it probably is to let him go to United for an extra 20 or 30 mil anyway. So I don't think it's just one of those deals that doesn't make a lot of sense to me for everyone. Unless you're going to pay Villa a heck of a lot of money, 70 to 80 million for Jack Grealish. Look, he's a good player. He's getting better. He's got something about him, but crikey, that's a lot of investment and a bit of a gamble. Bloody hell. Puffy Bear subscribed as well. Shout out to you, Puffy Bear. Nice one. Appreciate you stopping by and getting in it and subscribing, everyone. Ryan Grimes as well. Rick Grimes' brother. Nice one. Zombie killer alert. Nebel Adem says, new thing about Maguire. What's the new thing about Maguire? Is that that we're giving him a bit more time off, you mean? Or that there's some more news about Maguire and the court case? Let me just go on here and see if there's any basis for that. Oh, Arsenal confirm Henrik Mkhitaryan has joined Roma permanently. Ex-Manchester United player Henrik Mkhitaryan, as we used to call him when he had a shit game. No, Henrik Mkhitaryan has joined Roma permanently. There you go. The wasteland for Premier League teams continues to grow. Serie A has taken another one. Henrik Mkhitaryan is now a Roma player permanently. Right, here we go. So Sky Sports are reporting that the Van der Beek medical is underway here. They've only reported this 8 minutes ago. So I guess, you know, we're pretty on it today, guys. Thanks to Matt Rush. He's keeping me well up to date, honestly. What a legend. But yeah, Van der Beek medical is underway 8 minutes ago, apparently, in a move that is going to see him join Manchester United this evening. Come on, my son. Get in there. Max Chasel says, would be good to buy Upamecano, but unfortunately he signed a new contract. Thing is, Max Chasel, that doesn't actually mean all that much. It just means that you're going to be able to get more money for him, because obviously he's got a longer period of time in his contract. If still the player wants to go and an offer comes in good enough, they're still going to accept the offer. Plus, the thing is with Upamecano's contract is he's actually got a clause in his contract, which apparently, this is what's being reported, apparently comes into effect in January, and it will be 42 million euros or something ridiculous like that. This is what I'm hearing now. And if Manchester United were to put a bid in of more money than that right now, say 50 million euros, then there's every possibility that they might just say, do you know what? We're going to lose him in January for 42. We might as well buy him now, sell him now for 50 million to United. That makes a lot of sense, everyone, doesn't it? And if that was to happen, then we'd get a really good player for a good amount of money. They'd do all right out of it. I don't know. I know he signed a new contract at the end of July, but I don't necessarily think that means a whole lot, especially if there is a release clause that is coming into fruition. Imran Patel says, let's get 300 likes. Bloody hell, guys. We're on 291 likes now, everyone. That is so good. Thank you so much, everyone that's watching and getting involved. Smash that thumbs up button, everybody, if you can. That would do us a massive favour. That would help this stream and this channel out amazingly. Smash that subscribe button as well, everyone, if you're just getting in here, if you're new to this channel. Hit the subscribe button. I'll keep you up to date with everything Manchester United throughout my entire life. That's right, we're committed on this YouTube channel. We'll be doing this forever, hopefully. Anyway, John Hinton, what's going on, bro? Gungshi as well, good to see you, man. I know I've already said like hi to you about 5 times, but you're a legend. Matt Rush says there's 600 legends in here. That's pretty unbelievable. Man United says Thiago 2-year deal medical next week, apparently according to Telegraph. Credible or not? Look, the Telegraph, I don't really think any of these rags in this country are that credible, if I'm being totally honest. But there's some basis to it, isn't there? He was being heavily linked with Liverpool earlier on in the season. There must be a reason why they've not gone in for him. I guess they changed their minds, or there was nothing to it in the first place. If United could get a player of Thiago's calibre, we'd be absolutely laughing, wouldn't he? I mean, he's definitely a talented, experienced player that would add a lot to the side. Now, do you know what? I don't even think he's that old. How old is Thiago? Like 28 or something? Like, let's just have a look at Thiago's age. And see sort of how much he's and see, he's 29, right? So he's 29. So yeah, I mean, look, he's in the prime. He's in his prime as a footballer. He's absolutely in his prime. And I don't know if United are going to be willing to go out there and spend the money, but he's absolutely in his prime. Scujo1, thank you very much for the super chat there, dude. Really appreciate that, man. He says over 500 people watching. That's absolutely insane, Scujo1. Thank you for the super chat, matey. Mrs. P with a super chat says, almost 600 watching. You legend, Barry. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for Safe Yadwat as well for the super sticker or whatever that is there. You absolute legend. Appreciate it, man. This is awesome. Gungshi says 332 likes. That is nuts, guys. Appreciate every single one of you who's watching. I'm going to probably stay on here until we've got a little bit more news about Van der Beek's medical. I don't know if that's going to be anytime soon, but we're just going to report on it live. Hopefully something's going to come out. Like I say, I'm watching all the timelines on Twitter. We've got Matt Rush on the case as well. It may not be until the announcement. So maybe if it's by 7 o'clock, if it's not by 7 o'clock, if we haven't heard anything, I'll probably end the video and come back on here when the deal's actually been announced. Not when there's more medical news, but when the deal's actually announced. So that's probably what I'll do. But if there is a little bit of movement between now and 7, I'll keep you up to date with what's going on, everyone. Katia Sheikh says, how much do you think Rashford is valued at? To be honest, Katia, if I had to put a valuation on Rashford, I'd have to say he's got to be worth 100 million or something ridiculous like that. Like a lot of money. He's got to be at least Jadon Sancho worth value, surely. I mean,
Get in there, my son.
I would think he's got to be at least 100 million. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? How much would you think Rashford would fetch in the market currently? Shout out to Henry Nilbong, who's subscribed. Top man. OSR Danny says Rob Van Dam. What's that all about? We haven't signed Rob Van Dam, it's Van der Beek. Marvin Kwamina comments, we really need to get Sancho. 100% man, Sancho is the Mac Daddy that we need to get. He's the numero uno. That should be our main target. That should be the guy. He's the guy. He's the equaliser. He's the gunslinger. He's the Mac Daddy. I've already said that, but that's what I'm just saying. He's the numero uno. That's who we should be focusing on in this window. Van der Beek's brilliant. I'm happy about that signing. We should get a bunch of other signings too, but Sancho's the one. We could all live with finishing this transfer window if we had Sancho and Van der Beek. I know I could. I would love a centre-back as well. I'd love a left-back as well. But I can absolutely live with having those two players coming in this window. Sancho and Van der Beek, significant investment. What would that be? About 140 million or something altogether. That sounds like a reasonable bit of investment. Slowly adding the puzzle pieces to the side to build Manchester United into a dynasty. That's what we should be doing, guys. Let's go and get Sancho now. If we don't get Sancho, I'm going to bloody absolutely shit the bed. I can't be doing with finishing this window without Sancho. I'd be distraught with that. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, 150 million. What, that's how much in total it would be? Oh, yeah, okay, in total for Sancho and Van der Beek. Ellie says, subscribe, people. Thank you very much. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, smash a like on it, get involved in the comments. Shout out to G Wolf United. Shout out to CJ Mac TV as well, who says hi. Shiraz says, when is the Van der Beek medical? It's right now. It's happened. It started about 20 minutes ago. So apparently, well, not apparently, it's actually happening right now. Van der Beek's medical is underway. It started, I mean, Sky Sports reported that it started and was underway at 6:30, but it's 6:45 now, and, you know, so we don't know. It could have started a while ago. The news came out maybe 2 hours ago that there was going to be a medical happening imminently. So it's underway right now. It is almost done. He is almost a Manchester United player. We've just got to wait for it all to be finished, finalised, and of course all the paperwork and contracts to be completed and exchanged, which it sounds like it more or less is now. Hey, what's up, Crash Splins? How you doing? Wayne Enoch, what's going on, dude? He says, let's break the bank and get Aubameyang, eh? I mean, look, he's been pretty awesome, to be fair. He's definitely Arsenal's best player, isn't he? I would like to see it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Could be another Robin Van Persie situation, is that what you're saying? That'd be sick. Rub a bit of salt in the wounds of Arsenal there. Funny, we had an Arsenal fan on there giving it the big one after they won the Community Shield and the FA Cup, man. They finished 8th. It's a joke. If they didn't have Aubameyang, they would really be screwed as well, wouldn't they? Sober Waxy, he says, please, I like Lingard. Fair enough, look, Lingard's a nice guy, you know, meow, meow, and all that stuff. He's harmless. I'm not saying anything bad about him as a personality. I know he's had his troubles as well off the pitch. That's why I give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt there, because even though he's been poor for the last year, by all accounts, he's had some stuff to deal with off of the pitch with his family and things like that, his mum being unwell. So I understand that. But as a footballer, I just think he's good enough for Manchester United, and I would like to see him gone. James Wright, thank you, James Wright. He comments, you've just popped up on my recommendations, and I rate the energy, and your flow is very good. Might have just copped yourself a sub from me. James Wright, thank you for that, pal. Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you'd hit that subscribe button, 100%. Smash that subscribe button, James. You know it, mate. You know it. J. Dot says, Rashford is 100 million. His age, his quality, and his room for development, plus marketing, and 100 mil minimum. I mean, dude, 100%, like, he's got to be worth at least 100 million. If Sancho's being talked about 110 million, and really, Sancho's not, I don't know, I wouldn't say Sancho's further developed than Rashford. No, Rashford's older. Rashford's had that breakthrough season under Van Gaal when he was 18, was he? And since then, he's just progressively developed throughout the years, and he's got much better. And I think he's really made a really great stake to that claim of being that proper left winger for us. And look, the fact is, he had an injury at the end of the season there. He had some sort of an ankle knock. He had a spinal injury during the middle of the season. Before that, he was mustard. He scored 14 league goals in half the season. He was absolutely on fire at the start of the season, Rashford. So the sort of statistics he was putting up during that time when he was actually fit were quite similar to that of Jadon Sancho's stats and appearances. Plus, he's doing it in the Premier League, which, okay, you can argue these days, maybe, I don't know, but I still think there's more depth in the Premier League than there is in the Bundesliga. So I think that goes to show you just how good Rashford is. I think if he's fully fit, if he's bang up for it, if he's on his form, he's just as good as anybody. I truly believe that. He's a match winner on his day. But he did go missing at the end of the season, but I think a lot of it is to do with the injury issue that he had. Thank you, JP. He says, like the video if you're a boss. Thank you, JP, lad. You know, I know you've liked the video then, because you're an absolute boss, sir. Adrian Holder says, Rashford is not worth 100 million right now. What are you guys talking about? Crazy. Fair enough, Adrian. Everybody's got their own different opinions, but I completely disagree with mate. He's definitely worth 100 mil. How could he not be? If other players like Sancho are worth that, I mean, Neymar went for 192 million. Okay, maybe it's post-COVID now, so it's slightly different. I know what you're saying. But no, he's definitely worth that. He's 22, man. He's 22. He's an England international. He's Man United's left winger. He's definitely worth 100 million in today's transfer market. Come on. Harley Chambers Carver comments, what happens to Fred now? Okay, Harley. So, Fred, I think that the issue with Fred is that he's never going to be that absolute starter for Manchester United. He is a squad player. He's a squad player. He's a good player. I've actually really enjoyed his contribution to United this season. I think during the middle months of the season, when we had injury issues with Pogba and McTominay out for a while, Fred and Matic were brilliant together, and they deserve a lot of credit for us actually getting third. They had a big spell. Okay, Fred was not great after lockdown, but pre-lockdown, Fred was one of our better players. So I respect Fred's contribution this season actually a lot. The thing is with Fred is he's just not the best at any one thing. And if you actually want to have a world-class team, you need to have players that are the best at certain things, whether it's being a defensive beast or having that creative flair and that ability to cut a defence open or whatever it may be, a great range of passing. Fred's good at everything, but he's not great at anything. And that is the issue with Fred. But actually keeping him around the team this season, we would be foolish. We'd be absolutely foolish to let him go for anywhere. For anywhere, really. This talk about Galatasaray, Fenerbahce on loan or whatnot. No. Keep him around the football club. We don't know what's going to happen this season. Paul Pogba could get an injury. Donny van der Beek could come in and do his cruciate. You don't know. We had injury issues out the eyeballs last year. Why the bloody hell would we want to risk it again? The whole point of signing these players is to give us depth in the team. If we're just going to take the depth away by letting them go out, then what's the bloody point? So hang on, we'll let Fred go and we'll keep Andreas Pereira and Lingard. Nah, mate. Let's do something differently. Let's get rid of those gash players and keep Fred, who actually performed okay. That is what I would do in the midfield, because we need the depth there anyway. We've got all these competitions to play in. Anakul Meta, what's going on, bro? He says, who will wear the number 7? Very good question, man. I have no idea, bro. I mean, I'm guessing if Jadon Sancho came in, maybe he'd be a candidate. I think the number 11's also up for grabs, though. Maybe that might make sense. I don't know. It's interesting. Check this out. Man United FC says, breaking news, he will be done with medical at 7 p.m. Yeah, I'd say that's probably around about right. That probably makes sense. We'll stick on here until around about then anyway. And if there is news, of course, later of the deal being finalised, then of course I will let you guys know. But yeah, as I say, thank you everybody who's watching. There's a bunch of you in here popping off in the live chat now. Smash us a 1 in the live chat if you're buzzing about Van der Beek. And we're just waiting for this news to come through about the medical. And hopefully it's going to be announced very, very soon. Shanaz Khan says, great to see you have started your own channel. Thank you very much, Shanawaz Khan. Yeah, it's been, been going for about 7 years, Shanawaz. But, I'm very pleased that you found it after this time, to be honest with you, Shanawaz. Yeah, nice one. Lots of ones coming in there as I expected. Marvin Kwamina says, do you think Sergio Romero will stay or go this season? I guess it all remains to be seen what happens with Dean Henderson at the football club. If Dean Henderson is given the opportunity to challenge for that number 1 spot and we keep him around and we allow him to sort of challenge and go in for De Gea if he slips up, then I don't think Sergio Romero's job at the club is really needed anymore, to be honest. As much as he's been great for us, if we've already got the backup keeper there, Henderson, sticking around the club, we might as well use him. He's on 120 grand a week. He's young. He's getting better. He could do with the experience. But in terms of if Dean Henderson goes out on loan again, because remember, Dean Henderson spent the last 2 seasons on loan at Sheffield United. It's not expected by the club that he will send him out on loan again this season, but he might do. We might do. Like if Sergio Romero is still around the club, Dean Henderson, I don't know, he might go back out on loan, guys. So let's just wait and see what happens on that one. But if Dean Henderson does stick around the club and does not go out on loan, then I kind of think, yeah, Sergio Romero's time at the club is maybe over with. But who knows, maybe somebody's going to come in and buy De Gea now. Oh. Hey, so yeah, it's absolutely popping off in this live chat here. I'm just trying to read the comments quick enough. It's hard to keep up with them. But Johnny Mount says, De Bruyne is one of my favourite players to watch in the modern game. As a United fan, it hurts to say that. Good call, Johnny. I mean, look, Kevin De Bruyne, you have to give credit where credit's due. He's probably the best midfielder in the Premier League over the last couple of seasons. He really is. He's been sensational. I consider him probably the best creator and driver and whatever you want to call it, string puller in a team, because he absolutely creates chance after chance for Man City, and you'd be foolish to think anything otherwise. I think there's lots of players around the league that good players like Son Heung-min. You have to respect all these players, even if you don't like their teams. You just got to say they're great players. Thank you, Ellie. She says a legend was established in 2013, Gungshi. Nice one, guys. This is probably the most viewers we've had live for a good long while, actually. So shout out to all the new peeps that are getting in here and everyone who's just stopping in, all the usuals like Kevin North and JP. But shout out Jay Preston, Nebel Adem, Alkan Mahmoud, one of the classics as well. Anakul Meta says Henderson should not leave. Here's our future. Yeah, I think, De Gea's had a crap season, or even longer than a season, like proper gash. I really don't know what De Gea's doing actually the last year, because schoolboy errors galore all over the place, and he's one of the most seasoned experienced players in our team, and he's been great for years, but this last year he was terrible, and I just don't fathom it or get why he can be that bad. So many stupid schoolboy errors in the game this season. Unacceptable. Dean Henderson, man, look, if Solskjaer wants to keep things interesting, he will keep Dean Henderson at the football club this season, because it will give De Gea that kick up the arse. It will give him that, the fact that there's somebody breathing down his neck there, ready to take his place if he messes up. And I think that's good for players. I think they need to have that competitive edge there. I think they need to have that competition within the side. Whatever position, I think that's the same with goalkeeper. Things got a bit too comfortable. De Gea's the number one. Sergio's the cup keeper. Things are a bit too comfortable. Everybody needs to be kept on their toes, guys, which is why we need to bring players in. Nebil Adem says, talk about Maguire. What about Harry Maguire? Is there some new news about Harry Maguire that I am missing right now? What's happened with Harry Maguire? We've all covered Harry Maguire and what's gone on with his Greece issues and all that. FIFA Boy says, what do you think about Bailly? I think Bailly's a great defender, actually. I do. I think he's got pretty much everything we would be looking for to partner Maguire, because he's a good stopper, he's good in the air, he's good in the tackle. Only problem is, he's a lunatic. Only problem is, he's a loose cannon. He's a madman, is Eric Bailly. He's all over the gaff, man. He's headbutting his own players, forcing them to be bandaged up, Terry Butcher style. Did you not see? He nutted Slabby Maguire. Eric Bailly's such a lunatic. He will nut an Easter Island statue for fun. That is the sort of guy we're dealing with here. He's mad. So he's a bit of a loose cannon. He gets sent off. He throws himself into challenges. He gets injured. He's a loose cannon. He's going to cost you points throughout the season, to be honest. If he reined it in, he'd be a great defender. Maybe he can do that. But at this moment in time, no, he's not quite dependable enough for me. Matt Rush says 400 superb. Hey guys, thank you so much to everybody that's watched this stream tonight. We've got 400 likes on this video. Smash a like on it if you're buzzing for the Van der Beek news, and thank you very much. It helped this stream out tremendously and help us compete with the bigger channels. This is just a relatively small channel. I'm just a man that does this on my own, so shout out to everybody, not just on my own. There's all these bloody legends, especially the Bacon Brigade and stuff, like all the mods and all these guys who promote these videos and stuff. Like, shout out to everyone that shares it and likes it and all that stuff. It's sensational. Johnny Mount says he's the next Vida, I believe. So you think Eric Bailly's the next Vidic? So if we gave the impetus to him to play in the squad along with Maguire, you think he's going to turn into the next Vidic? I thought that when he came in, actually. I must say, I'd be lying if I pretended I didn't think he was going to be the next Vidic. But it hasn't really panned out that way. He has had injury problems, though. He has had a few suspension issues, as we said. And it's not quite worked for him. But I still think he's a good player. Tejas Barawaka says Upper Meccano for Bailly. Interesting. I mean, I don't think Bailly's a good player to get rid of. I think he is a good player. What I would like to see United do if we're going to get rid of centre-backs is Phil Jones. Phil Jones. And I'm sorry to the Phil Jones Defence League in here, whether it's Big God Bob, JP, Michael Collins, any of them. Sorry, guys. I know you love Phil Jones, but I don't. I think he's pretty bang average, and he has been for years. In fact, he's gash, isn't he? He's bloody useless. And he's been a passenger for years, and he should be going. I don't want to see Bailly go ahead of Phil Jones. That makes no sense to me at all. We want depth in this team. We want to keep a player like Bailly, get rid of a player like Phil Jones. Sorry, Adebayo Fawaz. He says, any updates on the Van der Beek medicals? So let me just have a little refresh. I don't think there's been any updates. So it was being reported 6:30 that the medical had started and was underway. Let me just give this a refresh now on Twitter as well, see if there's any news from any journalists that we follow here. Doesn't seem like it right now. So as of now, the medical's underway. The deal is probably going to be announced later on this evening. But as of this moment in time, there is no news for the medical, other than that it is taking place right now. Matt Rush says, yet Van der Beek medical is happening in Holland right now. No news yet. So it will be completed soon. Norfolk Pyro comments, he is now completing it. Shouldn't be long at all, guys. You know, he's going to be maximum of an hour. I said if it started at 6:30, it's going to be maximum of an hour, probably quicker than that. Harley Chambers Carver says, what do you think Van der Beek would bring into the squad? And for a left centre-back, we should go in for Kimpembe. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, no, Kimpembe's actually a pretty decent player. He's a big physical, and he's a bit of a shithouse as well. Like, he's a bit nasty, isn't he? But fair play. What do you think of Van der Beek would bring to our squad? So I think he brings a lot to the football club in terms of just being a good passer of the football. I think he's comfortable in terms of doing everything in midfield. He can tackle, he can thread a ball through, he can score. If you look at his stats last season in the Eredivisie, ridiculously respectable stats. I mean, I think they 23 games he played, and he scored something like 8 goals, and he's assisted about 6 or 7. So pretty damn respectable stats. But that's in the Eredivisie. I completely understand that. It's not as competitive or as challenging as the Premier League, but it's still a good standard league, and it's still something to base it on. There's no reason to say he can't slot into United side, take a bit of time to adapt, and put up similar figures. So I'd like to see that. We'll see what Solskjaer wants to do with him. Like we said, we don't know what the trio in midfield is. I was talking about it earlier. I think Van der Beek, Pogba and Bruno, it sounds a bit lightweight in midfield for me defensively. But look, I haven't maybe seen enough of Van der Beek. Maybe he's absolutely bossing the tackle and stuff like that. I've seen a bit of him, don't get me wrong. But Matic is a good defender. But I don't think Van der Beek's that type of player. He's more your box-to-box midfielder like. So, but Paul Pogba is as well. So I don't know if there's going to be that balance in midfield there, choosing our best 11 like that. That's the only concern I've got. But I think he brings a lot to the team. I think he's going to be a good player for the next decade at the end of the day. He'll be playing for Netherlands and United for a good long while. Josh Smith with a comment says, I know it's probably true, wrong signing and shouldn't be done, but boy, I'd love it if we just brought Ronnie back for a year or so. Man, Josh Smith, that would absolutely complete, transfer window, completing it, mate. That would complete the transfer window for me, as if we could bring Cristiano Ronaldo back. It's pointless talking about it because we won't spend the money. We won't pay him the money weekly and stuff like that. We're trying to do something different now. Even though he's a huge commercial entity and it would be massive for us, I don't see the Glazers and Woodward stumping up the cash up front to get the player in, to be honest with you guys. But look, we'd all absolutely love that, especially for a season. Eddie Otis says, Pigo, Van der Beek can throw in a good sliding challenge. There you go. Well, that's it. I mean, hopefully he can do an all-rounder. Like I said, he can do a bit of everything, Van der Beek. But Tejas Barawaki says, Shaw at centre-back. He is a good defender. This is quite interesting, Tejas. I think Luke Shaw works at centre-back in a 3. Like when we saw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer do the 5-3-2 with the wing-backs, and Luke Shaw was playing as that left-sided centre-back. I think that actually worked really well because he's good at reading the game from the wide positions as a left-back. But he's also, like you say, he's good defensively. I was actually really impressed with Luke Shaw at centre-back in the back 3 when we did that. But I don't think he would work in a back 2. He's too small. He's a right little short ass, isn't he? Come on. He's too small for a centre-back, man. But in a 3, whether you've got Maguire and Lindelof with you, or Maguire and Bailly or something like that, Luke Shaw can work as a centre-back. So yeah, in the 3 at the back system, Luke Shaw makes a great left-sided centre-back. But in a 2 at the back system, I just don't like it. Cress Welsing says, Pig, where is your trapper hat? It's just having a little break on the floor somewhere at the moment, actually. May have lost it temporarily, but it's too hot for any of that business anyway right now, pal. Oliver Brown, how you doing, Oliver Brown? Pricey MUFC says, Fred as left back. Interesting one, I haven't heard that one yet. I mean, look, what about Victor Lindelof? Victor Lindelof could probably play right back. Like, he could play right back as a backup to Wan-Bissaka. I know we've got Dalot, but Victor Lindelof, if you're going to sign a centre back, maybe Victor would be quite decent at right back. Who knows? Maybe not. Ellie says, as you are, Butte. She's put a heart emoji and a peach emoji. Nice one for that, Ellie. We got a comment here from Sadiq Murtaza, who says, Van der Beek, Upamecano, Sancho, and Sergio Reguilon. That would be a sexy window, my friend. I think we'd all enjoy that transfer window if it finished and United had those 4 players come in. Rambo Kanambi Mekley says, who's leaving this summer? It's just Alexis Sanchez so far, mate. We've had a couple of other players potentially, maybe there's a bit of interest in, like I've seen something about Fred today. But And I've seen also something about, was it Phil Jones as well, something. But none of it's actually happening at this moment in time. We've got to wait a little bit until that happens. Bryn Holdcraft says Jones as a striker. To be fair, he probably would make quite a decent striker. I reckon he'd make a better striker than he would a centre-back, because all he's got to do is sort of like, at set pieces, just stand in the goalkeeper's face. You know, when I don't know if anybody used to goalkeeper, you get some twat sometimes comes up, gets right in your face and rubs up against you and, trying to put your goalkeeper off. Right? Just get Phil Jones to go up and gurn in the opposition goalkeeper's face. Do you know what I mean? That's gonna put off a fair few goalies, I reckon. Harry Scootham says, any academy graduates for centre-back? Well, actually, Twanzebe, 22, I think, okay, I don't know about other ones younger coming and stepping up, but Twanzebe's obviously come through, and Twanzebe's a good centre-back. He should have been given more chances. Thank you, Leighton Mashia, for having your say. He says, I thought Van der Beek was just as good as De Jong that season, if not better. This is the thing, people forget last season, like that Ajax side was so good, and he was such an important part of that midfield. De Jong, obviously, as well, and Delight. Some of these players absolutely shone. All the Ds, the Delight, the De Jong, and the De Beek. All of the Ds shone really brightly last season. And like you say, he was one of the most impressive ones of the bunch of that Ajax side. And look, the other two players ended up at, who was it? Is it Juventus and Real Madrid, is it? Barcelona? I've totally forgotten now, but what I'm saying is they've gone to great clubs. And look, Van der Beek's next on the list. He's coming to Manchester United, which is also a great bloody club. Cantonar7 says, bloody hell, Piggy, you're still going. I am, pal. Well, the thing is, Manchester United had, it's been announced that the medical was taking place for Donny van der Beek right now in the Netherlands. So I had to jump on here, give you guys a live update of what's going on. And we're trying to just hang on a little bit here to see if the deal is going to be announced, or maybe the news that the medical is all done and dusted and that he's passed his medical. I'm hoping for a little bit of that news soon, but if it doesn't materialise, like I say, we'll come back on a bit later and just chat about it then. Salima Windsor, shout out to Salima Windsor, comments, mate, are you confident on Sancho? I don't know if confident's the right word. I'm sort of 50-50 on it, to be honest with you, bro. I think, yeah, it's a no-brainer for us. We should go and get the business done. We're interested. He wants to come. Dortmund want to sell for the right price. I think it should happen, but this is United we're talking about. This is Woodward and the Glazers we're talking about. They don't necessarily want to spend the money right now, do they? So it all remains to be seen whether or not that happens, but I'm hopeful, my friend. I'm hopeful. Sadiq Mataza says, your opinion, either left back or CDM. So for me personally, if I was able to go out in the transfer window myself and orchestrate Manchester United's 2 new signings for left back and CDM, I would go and get Wilfred Ndidi from Leicester City, because I think he's going to be one of the best CDMs over the next decade. 23, his stats last year were ridiculous in the league for Leicester. I just like everything about him. I think he's a really good player. I'd also go maybe for Alphonso Davies, the left back. If there was no, it's not realistic though. But yeah, Alphonso Davies and Wilfred Ndidi, totally unrealistic. But those are the 2 that I'd go for. This Reguilon guy though, Reguilon or whatever, however the hell you pronounce it, looks pretty damn good. Man United FC says, sorry for spamming, just wanted him to check as I can't, as I'm here. No worries, Man United FC, you have been warned. Hey, shout out to all you heroes that are stopping by. Do you know what's mad? We've got over 500 people tuning in, and there's nearly 500 likes on this live stream. Legit. There's legit nearly 500 likes on this live stream, lads and lasses. That is pretty damn awesome, guys. Thank you very much for getting in here and getting involved, honestly. Smash that thumbs up button if you have not done so already. Let's see if we can just get to 500 likes. That'd be awesome. Josh Healy says, let's get a CDM. A dream signing for that position is Kimmich. What a player he is. Yeah, well, Kimmich can play on the right. He can play in the middle. Kimmich is absolutely world class, to be honest, but they're never going to sell him to us. Same thing with Alphonso Davies. There's no way that they're going to sell Alphonso Davies or Kimmich or any of these players to us. Thing is, with Bayern Munich right now, if you actually look at Bayern Munich's squad, they're set for the next however many years. They've got a great squad of players, man. They've even converted Alaba into a centre-back and he's doing mint. It's mental. Like, they've built a really good squad and they actually haven't spent that much money doing it. I saw something mad, like their whole squad that played in the Champions League final was only about 100 million or something like that. We paid 80 million for Slabby Maguire, just so you know. So the fact that Bayern Munich were able to go on and do what they've done and lift the trophy and win everything in Germany as well, with a team that's assembled for 100 million, I think just goes to show you how good their whole recruitment network and the development system is there. Of course, they do get the pick of the bunch in Germany. If you're the numero uno club in Germany, of course, that's only going to benefit you in terms of recruitment and things like that. You're always going to get the best pick of the bunch. And even the other teams that develop players always seem to lose out to Bayern Munich in the end with their star players. So yeah, there is that. But also, they just have got an amazing set of players. Like, I really think that their squad's special for the next 5 years. Watch out for them, because they've got some heck of a players in there. Alphonso Davies would be brilliant. Gungshy says, Ellie, ruthless wielder of the blue spanner of doom. Shout out to my moderators, by the way, getting in here. Mrs. P with a super chat. Thank you, love. She says, Mr. P, you're such a legend. Proud, Mrs. P. Appreciate that, love. I have told you 18 times now not to super chat in, though, darling. Kobe Miranda says, get Tagliafico for Edwin. Tagliafico, another great player, another great option from that neck of the woods as well. And yeah, look, great left back. We'll see. I mean, I don't see that happening, to be fair, because I just think United are going to be... you never know. I mean, you never know, do you? We'll see. I think we'll probably be content with Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams at left back this season. I do think there's more pressing issues. I think the centre back's more important. I thought the midfield position before this Van der Beek deal was being done was more important. And I think the right wing position is very important as well. Not because Greenwood's not good enough to do that job. I think he absolutely is. But because he's only 18, you don't want to push him too quickly too soon. Burn him out like Michael Owen or something. No, we want him to develop properly. He's still only a young lad at the end of the day. He shouldn't have the pressure of having to be that match winner or that goal scorer, that dependable quality Premier League right winger already, even though he is. He shouldn't have to have that mantle. So I think Sancho coming in just makes it better for everybody. It turns our attack from being a good attack to a great attack. And the only reason that is depth. It gives us depth. It gives us options. It gives us Greenwood the ability to play on the left if Rashford's having a poor game or he's picked up a knock. It gives us the ability to place him on the right instead of Sancho in games, or up top instead of the striker Martial. So look, it gives us a lot of options, that, guys. Shout out to HCC, who just subscribed to the channel. Shout out to all the new subscribers getting in here today. Bunch of you legends stopping by for the show. Really appreciate it. If you don't know what this is just a little live show breaking down the Donny van der Beek medical, which is happening right now. We're just waiting for confirmation of that finishing. And if it does finish anytime soon, we'll give you an update on it. G-Wolf United, thank you very much for the super chat, G-Wolf. He says, how much do you think United get for all the deadwood? Very good question, G-Wolf. I mean, I would be content. You'll probably think this is stupid, but I would be content just getting some of these players off of our books. I would let Phil Jones go for nothing. I would let Jesse Lingard go for nothing. I would let Andreas Pereira go for nothing. You might think that that's ridiculous, but what do they actually offer us, guys? Like, you know, who's going to go and pay the wages that they're on? Lingard's on 150 grand a week. Fair enough if you can get somebody to give you 10 mil, then okay, that's great. And I'm only being a little bit coy here. Like, really, Lingard's got some value. He's got a big brand. He's got a lot of followers, a lot of fans. He's a good player. He actually is a decent player. I think he'd be great in Serie A with his physicality and stuff. But yeah, not good enough for United. And then also Andreas Pereira, you're not going to get much money for him, are you? Phil Jones, who's going to give you money for Phil Jones? Surely you'd have to give somebody else money to get rid of Phil Jones. Here you go, we'll give you £5 million in Phil Jones. How does that sound, Arsenal? And they'll probably snatch your hand off, to be fair. Nice one. JP says 20 more likes to 500. Shout out everyone who stuck a like on it. Absolutely amazing. David Parkinson. Thank you, David. He says, I subscribed. Just found you. Absolute legend, David Parkinson. Appreciate all the new subscribers. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys. We cover United. We cover games. We cover everything to do with the football club. Very passionate on this channel. We have guests on. Tomorrow we've got an ex-Manchester United footballer on the show. So keep a lookout. Circle that in your diary. It'll probably be on here on this channel about 2 p.m. Tomorrow, maybe 3 p.m. But we've got an ex-Manchester United player on the channel. We're going to ask him a bunch of questions about Solskjaer and stuff like that. Shout out Neil Duffin. He says, have you heard the rumours the Glazers selling United to the Ortega family? Say what? No, I haven't heard anything about that, Neil, but please say it's true. And I don't even know who the Ortega family are, but they can't be as bad, can they? Cantona says, now this is a full-time gig. Would you consider a beard? Mate, I've sort of got a little bit of a tramp's beard on the go. This isn't really a proper beard. I'd say this is a tramp's beard right now. You know, sort of in between. But nah, mate. To be honest, no, mate. Raptors Cage. Thank you, Raptors Cage, for getting in here. Shout out to Pricey MUFC, who says, I think Maguire and Smalling would be solid for us. Interesting that, isn't it? We've already got a good defender in Chris Smalling at the club who's been having a really good season out in Serie A in Italy. He's been having a blinder, to be fair to him. From all accounts, I haven't watched much of it, but from all accounts, Smalling's been having a good time at Roma. Now, he is a good defender. We've actually had times in the past when he was our defender of the season. I'm sure of it. I remember, I think it was Louis van Gaal's first season. I think Chris Smalling was brilliant. Mike Smalling, he used to call him. I kind of miss Louis van Gaal. He's bloody hilarious, man. I want my players to be horny. He was funny as that guy. Do you remember when he slipped over him with his clipboard as well and did the simulation? That was so funny. That guy was a nutter. But anyway, I've totally lost my train of thought. Thank you to everybody that's getting in here. Smash that like button. We've hit 500 likes, guys. Come on, get in there, my son. This is Van der Beek, mangasm worthy. Oh, mangasm time. Ray Andrews says, is Thiago coming? Thiago is mangasming for sure, mate. No, we don't know if he's coming, actually. Hopefully there's some sort of news on that one, but I haven't heard anything about it, really. But I think it's a player we should absolutely be looking at. Igayan Osai, thank you, Igayan. He comments, Emancio Ortega owns Zara. Oh, okay, so the clothing outlet, Zara. So we own Zara, so he's probably pretty minted then. Neil Duffin says, they're the richest family in Europe, net worth 70 billion. Why have I never heard of them, Neil? But fair play, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Matt Rush says, PayPal Gungshi Pig. Oh, sorry, guys. Gungshi, you absolute legend of the fools, mate. Is it Brad Pitt? No, it's not. It's Gungshi. You're a legend, Gungshi. He says, Pig, just a cheeky donation to congratulate you on all your new subscribers and to say, get in there, my son. Mommy! Hey, thank you for that, Gungshi, man. Really appreciate that. It's very kind of you, good sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to all the old subscribers. Shout out to everybody that is watching this channel right now. This is a no bullshit channel, to be honest with you guys. There's some bullshit channels out there, guys. You know that. There's some BS floating around the ether on YouTube when it comes to football clickbait, my friends. There's some gash out there. You know it. You know it just as much as I know it. We're trying not to do that. We're trying to keep it legit, keep it real, just cover the legitimate Manchester United stuff. Look, it's a minefield out there, folks. You know, I understand it. It's a clickbait game. But if you don't want to, you know, if that's the thing, you can contribute to not supporting clickbait shite by smashing a like on stuff like this. So smash a like on this, get involved in this, and thank you for watching, honestly. Thank you for subscribing, everyone. Right, okay, is there any news then? Is there any updates on this? Let's see if the medical is any way to being finished here. Surely it's just about to be finished. Mark Bowen's left Reading. That's not the news we're looking for. Let's go to Fabrizio Romano's Twitter. You can't really go wrong. No new update on it just as of yet, guys. Ellie says, subscribe, schlags. Sadiq Murtaza, he comments, Thiago Zachariah or Kelvin Phillips from Leeds. I think indeed he's too expensive. Interesting. Interesting comment there, my friend. Indeed, he's definitely too expensive. We're not going to sign him this window. He's going to cost 80 million quid again. And that's if Leicester would even consider selling him, which if I was them, I wouldn't, because they're trying to kick on and they're trying to do some stuff. Ludwig Hedenborg comments, hi Pig, let's hope Van der Beek makes it. Do you think any of the Man United players still have the horrible mindset of previous managers like Van Gaal and Mourinho, aka boring, slow, sideways football? I think, do you know what, in some ways, mate, there's got to be some of that lingering around still. Like, there still has to be some of that where it's just a case of they've had it drummed into them for so many years, it's hard for them to get out of that flow. But actually, I think most of the players, even like Matic, if you look at Matic compared to what he was like under Jose, he's a completely different player. He's like He's like a mobile Terminator now, mate. You know, he's like the policeman Terminator in Terminator 2. He's so all over the place now. It's brilliant to see. He's covering so much ground. Whereas when he was under Jose, he was static. We used to call him Static Matic, the bloody tree, alongside Fellaini. It was like the forest in the centre of the park there. But now he's mobile, man. So I think that these players have changed a lot of their own styles under Solskjaer with the coaching and the style of the team, how he wants them to play. He obviously wanted different things out of them than what Jose Mourinho did, and that's where you see a completely different sort of player. Marcus Ragsy says, can I be mod, please? You've got to work your way up, my friend. You've got to get within the inner circle, Marcus. I'm not going to lie. But maybe one day, pal, if you're regular and you get involved and you're, you know, always commenting and you're on here regularly, then maybe one day, pal. Lucas Harris, he comments, can you shout me out, please? Shout out to Lucas Harris, mate. Shout out to you, Lucas. Mahazi Huda says, welcome, United. Thank you, Kobe Miranda, for the bless you. Arian Canna says, shout out for me, please, Big. Shout out for you, Arian Canna. Tofik Amerzu, sorry, says good. Yeah, I mean, look, this is all good news day, guys. This is a good news day for United fans. We're loving this one. I'm just awaiting a little bit of confirmation here to see is that, do you know what? I think maybe what I'll do, guys, is I'll probably wrap this video up pretty soon and I'll just come back on if there's a Man United official announcement unveiling the player. What do you guys reckon? What do you guys reckon? Norfolk Pirate says, hey, Big, what's your subscribers' goal? Just to give you my short-term goals on YouTube, if anybody actually wants to know, which you just said you have, so I'll let you know, just as while we're waiting for this to come through. I'd love to get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Now, I think that's pretty unrealistic because that was the start of the goal at the start of the year, and then there was that COVID-19 pandemic, and I had a really slow period on YouTube, to be fair. So I don't think that was really achievable, but you never know. That was my short-term goal anyway, to get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Ultimately, though, you know, I would be just absolutely blown away one day if we could get to 50,000 subscribers. I think that's an amazing amount. But to be fair, we're already on 25,000. Like, that's a lot of people. We've got a great community here. It's not all about the size of the channel. Like I've said it before, there's a lot of big clickbait shite out there on YouTube, guys, who just want you to click on their videos, and they get you to click on their videos, and that's why they're so big. And that's one thing. That's fair enough. But in the same way, I would rather be a proper musician than Justin Bieber. That's all I'm saying. Like, okay, sometimes more is not better. That's all I'm saying, folks. Sometimes niche is better. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes independent is better. That's what I'm saying, guys. Anyway, Marcus Ragsy says, oh man, I got to go to school next week. Oh, that sucks, Marcus. Yeah, I know. Obviously, the kids will be going back to school soon, won't you? In September. So good luck with everyone going back to school. If there's any young lads and lasses in here, I hope it's all good going back to school, and good luck for the new school year. Aaron says, JP for Mod Piggo, make it happen. He doesn't even want to be a mod, I don't think. Thank you, Cress Welsing. He says, you're not a fake pig, you're genuine. Really appreciate that, dude. Alicante Pro says, bro, did the Van der Beek deal end? When's he coming to Manchester? So he's just completing his medical now, Alicante, and then it'll probably be announced later on tonight. I think I'll leave it there, though, guys. I wanted to just stop on here and stick around, but I don't know if there's... I think what they're going to do, I think they're teasing us a little bit. I think they're teasing us right now. And, sorry, that was a bit of a sinister hand signal there, wasn't it? They're teasing us. What's that? But anyway, they're teasing us, guys. And I think what's going to happen is later on, maybe like Matt Rush said, about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, somewhere out there, they're going to have the unveiling on Twitter and on social media, and they're going to announce it. So what I'll do is I'll leave it there, actually, guys. So I'll leave it there. And then if Manchester United announce the news this evening, then I will come straight back on and we'll get into it for an unveiling video. How does that sound, guys? Stephen United, thank you very much for getting in here. Adrian McAnuff says, I really like the fact that you're honest. Who in their right mind going to buy Phil Jones? Man United to give him out for free. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's not like he's on 20 grand a week. I think he's on 120 grand a week, Phil Jones. Nobody's going to pay that for him. He's not going to leave his contract until somebody matches that, because why would he? Yeah, nice one, Johnny Max. It says, you're not a tripe merchant, unlike others. Cough, Pratt, hashtag tripe. Nice one, pal. Appreciate that, dude. Shout out to all the usual legends as well. I know there's a lot of new subscribers. Don't think I've forgotten about the usual legends. The Matty Rushers, the Gungshis, the Stephen Uniteds, the Aaron Homeguards, the Ellies. You know, all these guys. Thank you so much. And shout out to the new guys. Harry Gale, Bruce Boyd, Spencer Davis, Marcus Ragsy, you know. Just great to have everybody in here watching. But yeah, okay, I'm going to leave it there then, folks. There's no news as of now of the medical being finished and completed, but I'm sure it's just a formality. When there's news, be it tonight, be it tomorrow, be it whenever it is, official announcement by the football club, I will be back on this channel, guys. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash that bell icon, set it to all, and then you'll be notified when we go live, and you'll be able to get involved and you'll know when we are on. So shout out, thank you Lee Matthews, thank you so much Fergie99 as well, John Hinton, Ellie, Sadiq Murtaza, Alicante Pro, MBG, Ruthless Sausage, Harley Chambers Carver, Norfolk Pirate, Adovitz, of course, Adovitz, Leo Plays, Igayan Asai, Aaron Homard, Man United FC, Mark Voigt. Everybody else, Eddie O2, Griffo Chaz, thank you very much. Check the website out, flyandpigunited.com for Manchester United news and articles. Also, follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD or Flying Pig United on various different platforms. Thank you, Kobe Miranda, Marcus Rangsey, MBG, Tim Terrain, Lewis Beardall, Oliver Brown, Fergie99, Primot, Scujo1, Ellie Red Raw, Oliver Brown, Lucas Harris, Sabula Nation, and everybody else. Come on, my son, get in there. Donny van der Beek is on his way to being a Manchester United player. Keep a lookout later on the channel, and I will do a video as soon as the news is announced. All right then, folks, thanks for watching. Take it easy. This is The Pig. See you on the next one. Like, subscribe, comment, and come on, United. Absolute legends, guys. Thank you for watching. 532 likes. That's insane. Thank you so much to everyone for watching this stream and getting in here. Like I say, I'll be back later, or maybe it'll be in the morning now. We don't know when the club will officially announce it. But when it's all done, I will get back on here and keep you up to date with what's going on. But thank you so much to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all the old subscribers. Thank you to everybody for getting in here in the live chat. If I didn't reply to you, sorry guys, I try to respond to as many people as possible, but come back in a few minutes when this video is finished and have your say in the not live comments section. Get your thoughts and I'll respond to you in there, and everybody else can have a bit of a debate and stuff like that. Right then, folks, as our Parak shout out at the end as well, everyone have a great day. Keep a lookout later, as I say, we might be back on with an announcement from the football club, but if not, it will be in the morning, won't it, most likely? Unless he's failed his medical. That's not going to happen. Oh, bloody hell, don't tempt fate. All right then, fellas, all right then, lasses, I'll see you later. Stay classy, take it easy, and come on, United. Finally getting some business done. Get in there, my son.